Hello everyone and welcome back to Ingress code solving and code cracking. Today we're working on arrays.5. We're on the MediaGress site, which is ingress.plus, where agents find and discover media and upload them, so I don't need to go out and hack it myself. A little bit lazy, but anyway. This is my first look at the media. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm diving straight in. Hope the music's not too loud, and I hope my mic's loud enough. We'll find out. Artifact synchronization event, balance activation. Akira Outer, recording device. Memo sign research facility, artifact chamber. Timestamp, that's going to be a passcode there for sure. Initiation ID, that's a passcode there. Secure storage ID, okay. No hunting for the passcodes today, they're all in perfectly good sight. This is Akira Tsukasa? Observation log for the synchronization process involving the chaos, order, and balance artifacts, initiating entry at T-3 minutes before the alignment procedure. The artifacts are stable within the containment field. Resonance levels have increased exponentially following the activation of the balance artifact. Readings suggest that the artifact's energy are not merely additive, they're interacting in a non-linear cascading system. Devra has stepped into the containment area. Her resonance signature is unusually consistent. The balance artifact appears to amplify her alignment with the other two artifacts, creating a harmonization effect across the system. I've seen this in smaller scale experiments, but not on this magnitude. The anomalies are reacting. The local XM density is spiking in tandem with the resonance fluctuations. Visual effects include increased luminance at portal sites and erratic glyph formations across containment interfaces. Okay, so the XM is glowing more near portals. Synchronization has begun. The Chaos Artifact's resonance is oscillating at a higher frequency, while the Order Artifact remains steady. The Balance Artifact's role in the system is clearer now. It's acting as a stabilizer, not by suppressing the other artifacts, but by creating a channel for their energies to flow. Devra remains at the center of the field. XM readings around her have surged beyond what were previously recorded in human subjects. She's functioning as a conduit. I can't tell if she's consciously controlling it, or if the artifact's responding independently to her presence. The containment field is destabilizing, but not in the way I feared. Instead of collapse, the field is expanding, creating what can only be described as localized spatial anomaly. A portal, but one distinct from the standard portal network, both in structure and energy signature. So they're saying it's creating a wormhole, right? The portal is stable. Devra is stepping through. I'm following. This will be my final observation from this side. If this recording survives, let it be known the artifacts have aligned, the anomalies should stabilize, and the portal network, well, the projections are optimistic. Maha is staying behind. The artifacts are responding to her inputs now. Cool. I will get onto decoding in a second. I just need to share the link with the decoding chat in case they want to see what I'm up to. Get shareable link. This will also give me a second to check out what chat's up to, in case anyone ends up watching. Okay, so immediate observation, whole heap of numbers. None of them are higher than the number 4. And 4 symbols at the start. 1, 0, 2, and 4. Dollar sign is 4. There's no 4s here, so interesting that these symbols are mostly related to these. Skipping one and then have a 4. Not sure what that means. No numbers in this one. Probably going to mean that it's using 2-letter codes for the numbers. I'll get into that later. Very long, no numbers. The numbers may be spelled out. Maybe there's some junk in there. Who knows? I'm feeling most confident about this small initiation ID, so that's what I'm going to start with today. So, PEF ZSOEID SWL SSRTDI. As there's no numbers and it's a short code, immediately I'm gonna jump into CyberChef, hosted by GCHQ. I'm gonna cipher. It's one of the most basic ciphers you can do. There's an encoding wheel, and you move the middle wheel around in the circle and align the letter with the outer one. So A might be D, B might be E, C might be F. But these methods of having an old school wheel like this, yeah, this is a better example. These old school methods are a bit slow, but this is the digital equivalent, and the digital equivalent can do things a lot faster. So this tool calls it a ROT13 brute force, which isn't an accurate name. It's a rotational cipher, yes, but it's not ROT13. Anyway, so jumping it through here, this will give us on this disk all 26 letter positions. League, maybe. Can't see any keywords jumping out at me yet. Not to worry. @bash. So @bash is an old Hebrew one, but essentially the alphabet forwards and the alphabet backwards. So A turns into Z, etc. There's a few different ways you can represent it. You can also do it on a disk like this, where the alphabet is two different directions and rotate it. But yeah, I'll just start with the simple one, which is adding an @bash into it. I'll turn off the ROT13, so hitting that disable basically means it's not doing any rotation on it at all. That means nothing to me. So @bash cipher and doing the rotational. This means nothing to me as well. This might be more challenging than I gave it credit. By 64. It won't be this. Have I tried turning the @bash off? Yeah, because I did drop first. Did @bash. Maybe I needed to reverse it first. Nope. No @bash. Right. Teal. Don't think that's the thing. Cool. Turn the ROT off. Backwards. Can't see anything there. @bash and backwards. Can't see anything there. No @bash and backwards. Yeah, I skimmed over that pretty fast. Alright. Anagram. Maybe it's not even encoded. So it's not going to be this whole thing. It's going to be a lot shorter than it because it needs to fit the prefix and the suffix into it. If you don't know, passcodes are nearly always in this format. So letter, number, then a keyword. So that's something relating to Ingress or glyph hacking or something. 3 numbers and then 2 letters again afterwards. So we need to take off minimum of 10 characters off this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 5 there, 5 there. So the length that remains there is 8 characters. We're looking at 8 character words or less. And there's a lot of them. I suspect it's going to be closer to like 5-letter or 3-letter. Yeah, there's so many of them though. I need to make my own keyword search anagram software at some point that goes through the Ingress codes list. Ingress codes, keywords, JSON, GitHub is the resource that I like using. Specifically the one that ends in .json here. So this will give you a list of all the keywords. Yeah, bookmark that if you can. Hey Mock. Sorry if I didn't see that message earlier. Yeah, but it could be any of those keywords. So the numbers in these, when they don't have any letters, sometimes the A will equal to 1, sometimes A will equal to 0. Sometimes they spell it out, so 2. Sometimes they'll spell it out but shorten it, so 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. But you don't really know what you're looking for till you see it. One thing when I'm stuck, I like doing using decode frequency analysis. So this is basically just counting the letters. Frequency analysis is a fancy word for just count them. So there's 4 S's, 2 E's, 2 I's, 2 D's. There's 12 letters total. I thought there was more than that. Oh, 12 unique letters total. O, R, T, P. I was thinking it was Portal, but there's no way. It won't be bigrams, but yeah. So what bigrams does is it splits it into, like, let's get rid of that space for a sec. It treats each letter as if it was like each pair of letters as if it was its own letter, and then counts those instead. So P, E, F, C, S, O. But you can also tell it to do sliding, which is it'll look at PE, but it'll look at EF as well. Launch analysis on that. Yeah, sliding window. None of the letter pairs repeat together. Multi-deck is another good resource. It's pretty good at doing like rail fence, rectangles, stuff like that. Let's just go start on that. Old. Yeah, I think that's the code there. I'll explain what it's done in a second, but see how it's right in the center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Yeah. So what this is remember how we got 3 letters at the start? PSC, and then 2 numbers, and then that, and then 2 letters. So this is PZS, and then TW, that's 2. SE, that's a 7. And then old, 7, 5, 6, RD, and that's going to be our password, no doubt. So let's grab this. And at this moment in time, I realize that I failed to charge my phone. So if you're playing along at home, you can redeem that, and I'm going to move on to a different code while I grab my phone charger. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, hey, Rogue. So, yeah, we put it through rail fence and 4-0 showed up. I don't know what 4-0 means, so I'm going to solve it using what I think might have been the method and see if I can get the answer here. I still haven't redeemed it on my phone. I'm waiting for that to charge. So this is what the automatic tool gave us. And this is what we started with. So I suspect... What is it? 19? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 18 long. It was column 19.character. It's like Notepad tells you what the next one's going to be. So rail fence, you put it into 2 like this. Then it goes P and then Z. Where does that Z come from? That's different. Okay, maybe rail fence 2 isn't talking about actual rail fence. Maybe because of the 4-0 skip, it's going to be something like this. What is it? PZS? No, that's not right. PZS T? Where's the T? All the way at the end. I'm actually not sure how it's got this. How it's got this. Like, even in groups of 4 don't make sense. Groups of 6. P Z and then S T. What? Then where's the W? Up there? That's not making any sense. Yeah, I wish multi-deck had some graphical examples, because just getting the answer is never satisfying. I'd like to actually see how the process was done. And it feels weird saying this, but knowing the answer is actually more irritating than not knowing it for me. Because I'm wondering what I did wrong. Why I can't work it out when already... The other thing is I can look at the keyword. So OLD. So old. That doesn't really align either. Like this OLD is what I'm looking at here. Anyway, I'm going to put that on hold. I'm pretty sure that's the answer. While I wait for my phone to charge. Because, what was it saying? Using 4 rails with 0 offset. So I think using 4 rails means like there's 4 strings like this. And it's like picking the top one, that one, then going up. But there's leftover characters is what it doesn't make sense to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know when it says 4 rails, whether it's like going like this, P, F, Z, and Z, S, O, E, like that. And then this is P, E. No, it's P, Z, that's meant to be. P, Z, yeah, I I have no idea. It is the right answer though. I'd bet money on it. Let's go timestamp. We want to do just numbers, chat. Secure storage ID. It's longer, but BMS COH PCU CZAO SCP OHAPILQS G KZAILQSDA BMSC OHP CC ZAO SCP OHA PIL Q SG KZAIL QSDA. Yeah, transcribing is honestly the worst part of code solving for me. I just like the least favorite part. We've got 34 characters. 34 factors of 34. 2 times 17. Yeah, so with 2 and 17, the only way we can break this into rectangles is breaking it in 2. Because, yeah, 17, I believe, is prime. So if this is a code that uses a similar technique, it's going to be broken on 2 lines, or it's going to be taking, like, 2 letter pairs like this. Not sure which yet. Too many letters for anagram solving. For lack of anything else, let's just chuck it straight into this. I know I just removed those for nearly no reason. Backwards, nothing. We're at 13 brute force. Nothing that's standing out immediately except for the word bong here, which is almost certainly not intended. At bash. A lot of X's and Z's in the at bash. Those H's look pretty periodic as well. Like they're splitting it into 4 sections almost. I might be seeing things, but that's got nothing to do with the at bash. That'll just be the S's in this. I'm gonna see if this got frequency. It does, but it's working on the ASCIIs. Bytes, yeah, that's not really what I wanted there. So there's a lot of A's, a lot of C's, a lot of S's. Yeah, this is why I like decode better for frequency. It just works nicer. I've accidentally picked bigrams, but we can look at it. Block. Yeah, couple of repeated bigrams, but nothing exciting. Yeah, SCA. Quite long though. I can do it manually and just see what jumps out at me, but sometimes just working with the text and going over it makes you look at it closer, where if you just go automatic brute force methods all the time, you can miss things. especially like when it's not when the factors aren't helpful. This is why I was checking the factors. Like if I go by 3s, I know this won't work because I've got an extra character left over. But sometimes they do weird things with leftover characters. Yeah. We've had a lot of like keyboard ciphers and Morse code like hidden on QWERTY keyboards lately. So, what do I want? Keyboard heat map QWERTY online. Yeah, that one. So I already knew this existed. When I searched this yesterday, I didn't. I was just hoping someone had made it, and they had. So we're seeing a lot of heavy left-hand usage there, ASC. There's no numbers, which we knew, but we're seeing on 3 different rows of the keyboard, like row Q, row A, and row Z are all being used. Yeah, right hand's more spread out. I'm wondering whether the Q, I, O, and P are actually like 1, 8, and 9 and 0, like keyboard shifted up by 1 to get our numbers. So, but the Q is all the way over here. I, O, P. Yeah, O, P, P, O. They're not in the right places to be numbers in a passcode. Because remember from here, I was talking about a passcode format. The other thing is if we know it's, what is it, 34 wrong, then at the 17 position, like there, we know that a keyword, if it's not scrambled, is gonna be in here somewhere, like in the middle of it. So if I just randomly split it into 3s, it's not perfect, but there's going to be some sort of numbers encoded in there. There's going to be some sort of numbers encoded in there. If it's in order and not backwards. So, Q's down there being numbers. The length of it feels like it might be Morse code. So, if it is Morse code, we need to assign like dashes, dots, and spaces to this keyboard layout. You might decide to do it by left hand and right hand, but we don't know what the space character is. You might decide to do it by rows, like dot, dash, and space. But it depends on what the beat of these letters look like. So if I'm typing this, BM are both bottom row. So Z row can't be a space because we just started our sentence with 2 spaces. And Morse code usually looks like dot dash dot space dash 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 dot space. It's like character separators. So B and M being in the same row means that the bottom row must be a dot or a dash, right? So Z must be dot or dash. So B M S C O. So I'm just pushing the first letter in each row at the moment that the key's on. So the first row that O is on is Q. H is middle, so that's A, P, C, Q, C, C, A, O, S, C, P, O, H, A, P. Where's I? Up there. I, L, Q, S, G, K, Z, A, ILQSDA. So it looks a little short for Morse. Z must be a dot or a dash. So A could be spaces. Do we have any double A's? We do. We also have double Q's. So none of those rows can be a space in Morse code. So whatever this is, it's not like doing it by row if it's Morse code. So it's probably not that. So I was saying earlier that I thought that there was too many S's in this. Well, not too many, but I just want to see what it looks like if I split it up by S's. Yeah, they're roughly equal spacing, but not really. Splitting it up by C. I'd expect to see some sort of pattern jump out at me if this had anything to do with it, and it's not. A lot of Z's, a lot of A's. So if it is at bash, the Z's and A's are going to turn to Z's and A's. Like in case it was two different steps, like at bash and then something. Maybe the O's. I'm just reaching for straws at the moment. Feeling embarrassed a little bit. If you got any suggestions and you don't know the solution, put it in chat. If you know the solution, I'd prefer not to have spoilers. I'm gonna give up on that one for now. Timestamp. I'm not looking forward to that. So bang bracket at thing. The interesting thing about that is to type those, you need a 1 with the shift key, 0, 2 with a shift key, and then a 4 with a shift key. So 1024. Not sure if that's relevant or why it's giving me those, but all of these are 1023. Like there's no 4s in the rest of the thing. 1 0 0 2 3 2 3 1 0 0 0 2 1 3 2 0 3 2 3 0 2 0 0 2 2 0 2 1 2 2 0 1 2 1 1 2 1 3 2 3 3 2 3 0. What's the bet that I've got that correct? I have doubts. So let's split them into 2-digit numbers. Two digits seem right just because there's an even amount of characters there. So because there's no 4s in this, none of the numbers are higher than 32, I think was the max. It gives it nicely in alphabet range if A is 0, right? And then Z is 26. And then add 10 on that for the numbers is 36. But the fact that there's no 4s is kind of annoying. Yeah, overloaded inventory, that's a mood. If you got the app open though, if you can recycle down to less than 2,000 items, give this code a try and tell me if it works. Might be a bit of chat delay. So I'm wondering what numbering system uses only 0, 1, 2, and 3. It's base 4, but I don't know whether that has a name. Anyway, 10, yeah, 02, 32, 31, 00, 02, 13, 20, 32, 30, 20, 02, 20, 21, 22, 01, 21, 12, 01, 21, 12, 13, 23, 32, 30. Yeah, Jerry, multi-deck's pretty cool. It can do a whole bunch of the transpositional and rectangular ciphers as well, but I just don't like that. I don't know what it's talking about half the time, and it gives me the answer. So 1024. What's that in binary? That's like 1, 2, 4, 8. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm counting on my fingers at the moment. 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512. Yeah, so it's like a 10-bit number. Yeah, nice. I thought that was correct, Rogue. Thank you. So 1024 is 10 bits. But why would they give it in the shifted... Like, why have they shifted that? And 1024. What is the context of 1024 if it's split into two? Yeah. I doubt this is going to do anything interesting, but I'm just going to ask Decode to do some ASCII conversions. If you're not aware of what ASCII is, it's an older standard which is kind of been grandfathered in of converting numbers to letters. So in this Decode ASCII, right, the letter D is 64, and that's a lowercase d. The uppercase C is 43. It's basically how computers and text work, or at least did until Unicode got introduced, but Unicode builds off of ASCII. So if I'm looking for an ASCII table, I'm just trying to find one that looks pretty. Yeah, this isn't the prettiest one, but you can see that the number 0 is represented by the decimal number of 48. It just is. A is represented by the number 65 if it's uppercase, but the number 97 if it's lowercase. That makes more sense in binary, but I'm not going to analyze how ASCII works in binary today. It's just not relevant. But all you need to know is that the number 65 means A, or if we're looking in hex, that the number 41 means A, or it's not, doesn't have octal in there, but octal ASCII. That's not handy. So octal is a number system that uses the numbers 0 to 7 only. Yeah, so A in octal is 101, 141. So you see it's got extra numbers in it that aren't really useful to us. What I need to know is what the name of base 4 is. Base 4. Quaternary. That's so obscure, man. This is not going to be the answer. Yeah, it doesn't even have base 4 on here. What? That's not even initial base 4 because we're dealing in base 4. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. But it stripped all the spaces out. From base 4 to 10, yeah. 0123, yeah, to that. That's about the right length for a passcode, though. Oh, that's the only reason why I'm continuing down this path. But like, is that a 4? Yeah, it is. So the baseboard number, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, right? But we've run out of digits because base 4 means there's 4 unique characters. So when you run out of digit, you add a 1 at the front and then you go back to 0 again. So like the same way that you run out of digits when you got 8, 9, and then you run out of digits in decimal, you go to 10. When we run out of digits here, we go back to 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 20, right? So that's how counting works. So what are we thinking? This is base 4 potentially. There's no way. And what does this 1024 mean? That'll be relevant. So 4 to 32. Probably 14 sounds right. That'll be 0, 2. 7 looks right there. 8 looks right there. 14 looks right there. I'm just eyeballing it based on how big the numbers are. 8, 2, 8. And if I get enough columns at the end, I'm going to assume it's right. 9, yeah, 10, 1. They really should have preceded these all in 0 when Decode joined them. I have no idea why I did it like that. 6, 7, 11, 14, 12. Okay. Okay. So we got 0, 0. So A0. Is that a thing? Yeah. This. A0. So this gave E, B, O, A, B, H, I, O, M, I, C, I, J, K, B, J, G, H, L, O, M. And that looks like gibberish, but it looks like a word. Like, call me crazy, chat. But like econ almost looks like a word. Hang on, I'll get rid of these spaces and then I'll show you what I mean. Like, tell me that I'm crazy and that this isn't atomic, but like with something broken on it. Yeah, like, why is chi and not a T? But if that's the case, why is the keyword so early in it? Like, atomic? No, it's not a keyword apparently. Atom. Just to make sure I'm not going crazy, I'll check the JoJo word of the day, which is some atomic. No. Okay. Probably not atomic. I'm probably just saying things. But it reads. It's got vowels in it. It reads like English. It's driving me nuts. And what does 1024 mean? Like those. The shift is 1024. Because they're shifted characters. You hold shift to write them. They're symbols. Shift 1024. Do I shift the 10th letter to be the 24th letter? Enoch? Maybe? Is Enoch a word? Enoch? Epic. Epoch? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Enoch is a word. It's a short word, but it's a word. Enoch. Yeah, but how are we getting that from these numbers? Like, there's no 3 here, but apart from that, is this like a reading order? Like, read the C, read the 0, read the 2, ignore the 3, go to 1, and then repeat. Like C, because that's the first if this is 0. C, E, O, A. That doesn't make much sense. But like, I feel like it has to be base 4 just because there's no digits higher than it. Like, you'd expect if this was just a normal alphabet, right, that you'd have like a 15th letter of the letter in there. So a 5 would appear there somewhere, even if this was an alphabet of 0 to 36, like base 36 or something. Let's... Oh. Yeah, brilliant decode. I fucking hate the ads they put on this site. Decode's brilliant, but the advertising partners, they need to get better. I think it's ASCII. I'm just going to use the Enigma. And for those that don't know, the Enigma machine was the encoding machine used by the Germans. Very famous, hard to beat cipher, so that's why it's one of the keywords. E, and I like the skipping letters in it though, but it's like it skips 2. G is pretty far away. Then M, and then wrapping around A. ASCII. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring up my notepad again. File, new tab. Sometimes I'll just use text setting capabilities when I'm trying to be quick. Remove all the spaces by replacing space with nothing. Yeah, that doesn't, just raw ASCII doesn't. Is deck to ASCII a thing? No. What is decabit? Never heard of decabit. Whatever it is, it reckons it looks like this. Keep that in mind in case I ever see something that looks like that. Yeah. Octal. ASCII code. ASCII ciphered hex. Yeah, I thought I did that already. I'll search octal. Yeah, that's not useful. Yeah. So this here has got me puzzled. Like, it's got enough, like this is divisible by 4 and this is 4 characters long. So if this was like a repeated key of some kind, right? Like I don't know if anyone here is familiar with Vigneer cipher, right? But say this was telling me to shift these by this amount, right? And yeah, then what would it be? 2 0, like just adding them together. 2 0 2 6 4 2 5 5 1 0 2 6 2 3 4 4 4 2 5 4 3 0 2. Because I'm thinking like the shifted letters is like a pun, like shift these, but this 6 3 0 4 5 3 2 2 5 3 1 3 6 2 3 4 7. I think it's my first 7. 4 2 5 4. I think that's great. If I do that, and I don't know why, but my gut feeling is they're either getting split into 2s. Like, if you can explain that. That looks like an ASCII range, right? I don't think it is, but it looks like one. Come on, give me ASCII. ASCII. Is my internet out? I'm gonna be mad if my internet's out. It better be decode. Ah, it's loaded. Hex, bin, octal. Yeah, it's nothing principled. It looked right. It looked right. Isn't right. Looked right. So get rid of those spaces. I don't think this looks right for decimal ASCII values. Like, ASCII only goes up to 128, so 442 is right out. It's possible it's octal, but if it was octal, then what were the ASCII octal tables looking like? Octal, so it's groups of 3 digits. The adds on these resources, man. But octal never goes above 177. So yeah, that's not up. I mean, I could shift it by a negative amount, but I don't know how to deal with the negative rollovers, like the underflows. I could just wrap it around. Yeah. Anyway. What was it? 1024 while holding shift. It's also possible that because that's 4 long, I'm supposed to actually be looking at it like this. But the thing is, I don't understand what that means. And then, how many groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 characters. That's a bit short, chat. Like, because you need to take the prefix and suffix out of that. So, we'd be looking at length. I don't know if you can see up the top of my search box. I'm just searching the JSON. It's so crude. For length equals 1. The keyword would be A. Put a comma there. I. Yeah, A and I would be the only 2 possible keywords there. Unless I at bash die into us, we, or you. So let's just go with it for now. So this would be a letter, 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 number, number, keyword, number, 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 letter, letter. Is there anything special about the letter positions and the keyword positions versus the number positions? Is there any pattern at all that we can see there? I'm coming up short. I'm not seeing anything in that that necessarily points out those as being numbers versus letters. So groups of 4, probably not the answer. 4 long symbol. I wonder if it's like transpositional. So like it is like 4 long, but then you read it like vertically. Because how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 11. We did that before. 11 bits. Well, not bits, digits. Yeah, I don't know. If it was bits and it's base 4, then it'd be like that to get an 8-bit number, I think. Am I? I don't think that's correct. I was meaning groups of 2. Like, I'd look at bigrams, but with this amount of character set, like, we're going to get so many false positives. Like, if I bigram that. %, 2s, 8, 1. So if there's a character separator, it's likely to be 1. 4 different digits, unlikely to be Morse code. 0 does stand out as a different sort of a digit, so, but there's also repeated zeros. Let's go bigram. So sets of 2 characters. 02 appears 3 times, 32, 3. Is there anything missing? Well, yeah, okay. That's because I'm going 0 to 9 instead of 0, 1, 2, 3. I deserve that, I guess. So there's never a 0, 3, there's never a 1, 1, and there's never a 3, 3. So 1s and 3s, it's not Morse, but 1s and 3s would be a good candidate for being space characters if it was. Actually, this is kind of dumb to think about, but this could be Braille. There's absolutely nothing leading me to that conclusion, and this is definitely not leading me to think it's Braille. But you could conceivably read this as Braille, where the first column has 1. Like, oh no, it can't, because you need to know the position of Braille. If anyone that doesn't know what Braille is a reading system for the blind that they've used in codes in the past. And I was wondering whether we could translate the numbers into like 0 for meaning 0, 1, 2, or 3 of these dots filled in. But we don't know the position of them, and the position is far more important than anything else. So there's just simply not enough information to cleanly map it to Braille. I've been at this for about an hour now, chat. My patience is waning. If anyone has any hints that knows how to solve this, would appreciate a small nudge in the right direction for either this mess or this mess, like these numbers. These feel like letters though. Like, I know what 1024 means, but like, I don't know. It's weird for me to describe to you guys what a code feeling like letters even means. Like, I don't know. It's just intuition, gut feeling. At bash. Like, see, this doesn't feel like letters. This feels like letters. It's like Severance when they're looking at the numbers and they're like, do these numbers look scary? No, these numbers look happy. These numbers look scary. They do. They look scary. The word I, roughly in the middle. I. 22. Not really a shift of 10 or a shift of 24. Reverse it. Nothing really handy there. Reverse it and at bash. Nothing really handy there. Reverse it and rot. Poiso. Poision. Logpon. I don't know, it's just funny to say. But yeah, this is definitely driving me crazy. So crazy. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's transpositional. Maybe it's just a two-step process and I'm damn close to it. Like, this is multi-deck rectangles. Econ, yeah. Ion, read it backwards, read it top to bottom, read it right to left. Like, G, C, Mo, Ick. Yeah, no. Rail fence. Cock. Sure. Rashina. I mean, I don't like how high that rail number is. But there's no way. This machine. But you can only use it once. Man, that really looked like Machina for a second. How long is this? 22 letters long. So looking for a 12-letter keyword or less. So all of these are potentially valid. No. Chucky? Not. Boomkin? Job name? What are these words? Chicken jockey. Okay. I don't know if anyone's still even watching this. Yeah, the usual Discord that I like in hasn't got threads up, so no hints there. I suspect half of them are watching this stream and just cracking it quietly or gone off and had dinner. 1024. I just don't know what it means. Like, timestamp shift 1024, and then numbers. Maybe I need to shift, like, not the raw numbers, but these by 1024. Then 1024, 1024, 1024, 1024, 10. I'd almost say if that was base 4, the original number should be base 4, but there's a bloody 4 in it. Maybe it's not base 4. Maybe it's base 5, and the 1024 is to warn us that it's in base 5. That would be weird. That would be very weird. The code. Base and YouTube, where's my music on? Like, you've just sort of stopped playing in the background tab. So these numbers, base 5 in. Only converted values in the funny base. Yeah, I think I like these better. Zero, zero, zero. I'm just putting preceding 0 digits in before I do the line break replacements, just so that it lines up nicely. No numbers over 26, bunch of 17s, 15s, a 0. Alright. So replace line break with space, replace all. Nope. Place, no. It's because I'm using Word, Notepad. If I was using something saner, it would probably be fine. Okay, so A1, Z26, A0, Z26. Why is that coming out of space? Should be A. Yeah. So A0, but space also 0? That's odd. Stream ended an hour ago. What? Did my internet drop out and I had no idea? No, I'm still live. It's just nobody's watching you. Ego. Ouch. It's fair. I'm getting bored of this too, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm gonna have some look at some hints though, see if they exist before I disappear. Yeah, well, we got one today, chat. We got one today. Alright, happy decoding, everyone.